Okay, hello YouTube. As you see, I am uploading one of my movies and it's taking a hell of a lot of time. So, while it's uploaded, I decided that I can make a video on how to build high quality structures on Roblox. So the first thing is you always want to go on Roblox Studio. Oh, and just saying, this might be a part 1 and part 2 video. I am not exactly sure, but I got this idea because my friends right here in this party chat liked my place, Bros Island Resort. Visit it, or I will take your cookie. And she wants to learn how to build better, so I'm just gonna teach her. Oh, sorry about that. So you always want to go in Studio. I said that before, but I'm just gonna build a couple things in my test place. So in the middle of this video, I decided that it will be a multi-part video, but this is just going to be the basics. So you always want to build in edit mode. This party chat keeps popping up, so let's click edit. And just wait for it. This gives you a free cam. You can move it anywhere. So I'm just gonna delete that model of me. And now, just going over the basic tools. Terrain is just a useless piece of shit. You never use it. It's useless. Build your own terrain. These are just camera controls, but I prefer using my mouse and moving it. But the camera controls, WSAD to move. Right click and hold, then move your mouse to rotate the camera or to pan. Zoom in with your scroll button or wheel. And zoom out by pulling it backwards. Simple. So I'll only go over some of the tools in this toolbar. And if you're wondering, this is not a scripting tutorial, this is a building tutorial. I don't know how to script, but I know how to build. So when you open Toolbox, let me tell you the only useful tabs in the Roblox set. You got game stuff, weapons, bricks, and yeah, that's basically it. Anything that is in the stamper tool is just a piece of shit, except for spawn points. And weapons, of course. So stamper tool is completely useless. Don't use it while building. No one will visit your place, and if someone visits a place that may have stamper tools that isn't their friends and it's famous, then they're just a complete douchebag. So on inventory, this is where you could save your models, save your decals, go on free models, and free models is like taking other people's stuff. The only time I would use free models is for scripts, not for actual models, because I can build, I just can't script. And there's also free decals. I use that when I'm lazy and don't want to make my own decals. These are all my models and scripts. And my sets, there's this thing called sets in which you have a group of your favorite models. I don't have any sets. I find them useless. But, yeah. So, to insert a brick or anything in here, let's see, I want to insert this basic brick. I just click it and it inserts. I can click it with this tool up here that says drag it around. This thing called axis move, or move on axis. You can drag it, or you can also move it from side to side like this. And I have the resize. I can drag it, and I can also resize it. On here we have lock. So let's say this happens. Pretend this is a gigantic building, and you just move your mouse like this, and you accidentally click and drag it, and it's sent flying off. There is a way to fix that, but kind of a waste of time, even though it takes a couple of seconds. So you're just going to lock it, and whenever I try clicking it, it does not do anything. I lock my models whenever I'm finished with them and I don't want to drag them anymore. And then there's this thing called anchor. Prevents moving. You can still drag it. And let's jump back a little to demonstrate what anchor does. There's this thing called run. It shows a play arrow, and that shows what will happen in a game. This is pause, to pause it, and you could go back to play, and this is to just reset it all. Now here's what anchor does. As you see, the brick is floating, but what happens when I unanchor it? It falls. So that's what anchor does. It anchors it in place. Pretty self-explanatory. Let's click reset to go back. My Roblox isn't responding. And there we go. So I have that. I also have, and I might as well close these. Explore. That'll be in the next video. I also have paints filled with color, and I could change the color. So I want red, green. Green's my favorite color. I have pick color. I can. Let's insert another brick. Let's say I want this brick red, but I'm too lazy to go to the paint menu. I can use pick color to click this red brick, or hold on, click that, and it will automatically turn red. So here you have the material changing. I could change it to wood, slates, concrete, corroded metal, diamond plates, foil, grass, or ice. Plastic. And these are surface tweaks. You have smooth surface. You could make a surface smooth, just like that. You have glue, which makes it sort of sticky, but not just completely put together. If you want it completely put together, you can use the weld. And you have studs or connectors. And you have indents. That's like the bottom of a brick. And you have universals, which are them alternating. Hinges. Hinges can allow things to move on them, and I will demonstrate that later. And motors. And now for my favorite tools, the fine tools. These are, let's say, you can ignore these two, I won't be going over them, but these are the most important tools in my opinion. I use them in all my buildings and they make them all look good. So, you have a basic move. As you see, it has a grid. That's, oh, my movie finished. But it has a grid, just like that. You could rotate it, or C-frame. It has a grid. Resize it. Has a grid. Let's say you don't want the one stud grid. You want to make your bricks a finer, more precise movement or resize. You could click the 1.5 stud grid. As you see, the grid is a lot smaller, and I'm moving it into places in which the 1 stud grid cannot bring it. And when I rotate, I can rotate it in places like that. Same with resize. This is good, so if you're in a situation like this, I'll just make a doorway really quick. This is really helpful for doorways. Let's say I'm making a doorway. And sometimes this might happen, but pretend it happened and say this happens. And the normal resize cannot align it. So you use a 1x5 stud grids to do that. Now, sorry about that, I have the free version of Bandicam, so my video cut off. But for the last one, I have the very fine resize, this where it has no grid at all. It's just no restraints. Literally, you can make it that thin, you can make it that thick. I would only use this if there's a gap between two bricks and the gap is too small for either one of the 1x5 or 1 studs grids to close up, sort of like this. Let's say that happens. And the 1.5 cannot fix it. It's still a gap. You just use the no grid and it should fix it, but so I will teach you other functions, the more complex ones, and build tutorials in my other videos, but this was just the basics for the people who don't know how to build at all. Well, in studio to the limit. But hope you liked the video. Post positive comments, and let me get me to say bye. Hold on, let's drag him. And I'll see you in my next video. Say bye to my clone. Post some positive comments. They better be positive, and bye.